Thus we reach the end of the Bronze Age, right around 1200. As I have alluded to multiple times over the last couple of chapters, we see the invasion of the Sea Peoples, yet another map of the invasion. And again, this might be one group of people, this might be a bunch of groups that are running from a group, and they are refugees, but they look like an invading force. If they are all showing up on your territory and willing to fight and die just to get away from whatever it is they're running from. Of course, there are other possibilities, famine, volcano, climate, many different possibilities for what's happening. The Sea Peoples we know are there, but they may not have been the only factor, which is what I'm getting at. Now, this will give rise to the Phoenicians, who show up and really fill a lot of those vacuums left by societies that have been wiped out. The Assyrians will be weakened or nearly wiped out. The Hittites are gone. The Egyptians lose power. The Mycenaeans and the Minoans, who used to be so key to trade, are gone. And so we see the Phoenicians. No one's really sure who the Phoenicians are or exactly where they come from, but we do know that they're heavily involved in the Levant, in modern day Lebanon, Israel, and Syria, but only along the coast. And they continue to trade all the way up into Great Britain, through Spain, North Africa, and elsewhere. And they don't seem to be a culture that leaves a lot of material behind. They're not leaving giant stone temples, etc. And when they do, unfortunately, they happen to be in areas that will be developed by the Greeks, the Romans, and every other society that comes after. And so it's probably buried under a huge amount of material. Following the Phoenicians, around 800, we will see the Greeks coming back into play. And they will eventually learn navigation, naval, how to have a strong navy and merchant marine from the Phoenicians. And arguably, the Phoenicians kind of become or acclimate to the Greeks or vice versa. The Phoenicians may also, we believe they were based by this point in Carthage, and so they may also be wiped out later by the Romans. With early societies, oftentimes they just sort of vanish, and usually it's a matter of they just become culturally, religiously part of another group, and they lose their individual identity. Not unheard of. The Romans do this to many different peoples. The Greeks don't intentionally do it to peoples, but it does happen, as we will see. So, very common idea. It also creates the vacuum, I should point out, that allows for the development of Judaism, or the strengthening of Judaism in the Levant, an area that had been controlled primarily by the Assyrians and the Hittites, who are no longer in power. And the Egyptians are left alone, so they develop their own culture. We see other cultures develop as a result of this power vacuum at the very end of the Bronze Age. And if there's a date in this class that I ask you to remember, this is one of probably 3 or 4 that I think are of particular importance. 1200 BCE is the end of the Bronze Age, the collapse of the Bronze Age Mediterranean, and sort of a massive reset to the entire area.